Growing up in Ho Chi Minh City, weekend mornings meant one thing: pho for breakfast. My family and I would head to our regular spot, and the moment we walked in, the aroma of simmering broth hit us. The pho lady, always taking orders and chatting with customer, never missed a beat. We have never needed a menu, she knew our order by heart. The restaurant was super alive with the sounds of bubbling broth, clattering bowls, and the sounds of morning conversations. Every table had the essentials: lamb wedget, chili paste, fresh herbs, and bean sprout. When that hot bowl of pho arrived, the warmth spread through your body, and by the end you'll be sweating like a good workout but with a full belly. So today I'm going to show you how I make beef pho at home using a bit of a shortcut, the Instant Pot. This method cuts down the cooking time dramatically while still giving you that deep, rich broth we all love. I have listed all the ingredients and steps you will need, and you can find the full recipe on my blog, link in my bio. So now let's skip the prep steps and jump straight into making the broth. First, jar some onion and ginger. You can do that in the air fryer or directly over an open flame. This adds a smoky depth of flavor to your pho broth. Now, into the Instant Pot go the bland oxtails that have been soaked in salt and vinegar for 2 hours, along with 2 liters of water. Since my Instant Pot is smaller, I'll be making a concentrated broth, which I will dilute later when serving. Add jar ginger and onions. Seal the pot and pressure cook for 1 hour and 20 minutes. While the broth is going on, we cook the beef brisket separately. Simmer it in a pot with water and season it with salt, sugar, and white vinegar. Then add some jarred onions and ginger. Cook in medium heat in 2 hours. While waiting, we can prepare the garnishes. Thinly slice the onions. Sliced onions add a light crunch and a mild, slightly sweet flavor to pho. When combined with the heat of the broth, the onions soften just enough to release their flavor. Cut limes into wedges. To me, lime is a must-have. It adds a bright, tangy kick to pho, cutting through the richness of the broth and enhancing the overall flavor. Get the fresh herbs ready. These fresh herbs and topping will add a burst of flavor to our pho when it's time to serve. After 2 hours of cooking, the beef brisket will be tender and ready to slice. Give it an eye bath after cooking to lock in the juices and make slicing easier. Then slice the beef brisket into approximately 1 inch thick slices. The 2 hours of cooking is definitely worth it because the meat is super tender. The topping and garnishes are ready. As the Instant Pot finishes cooking, carefully vent it and open the lid. At this point, the broth is still bubbling and the aroma fills the air. Halfway smelled like pho. Now, let's take a moment to look at this broth. This is exactly what you want: a rich, light golden brown color that is clear and not cloudy. Take 1 spoonful of the broth and dissolve it with the seasonings. I've listed the exact measurement in my blog. If you're wondering, no, I don't use fish sauce in my beef pho. The reason? Fish sauce can create an acidic taste and overpower the dedicated flavors of the herbs that need to shine through. Once it's well mixed, pour it back into the pot. Take out the onions and ginger. Now let's move on to the salt of pho, the aromatics and spices. For these videos, I'm using a prepared spice mix that I brought back from Vietnam, but I've listed all the individual components in my blog if you're interested in making your own. It includes cinnamon sticks, star anise, cloves, dried tangerine peel, coriander seeds, white peppercorns, black cardamom pod, and cumin seeds. Simply roast these spices on a hot skillet for 30 seconds, or simply just until they fragrant. Then place them in a spice bag for easy removal later. When the aromatics and spices are roasted and bagged, add them to the Instant Pot with the broth. Seal it back up and pressure cook for another 12 minutes. I add the spices later to keep the broth light and delicate. If added too early, they would release too many oils, making the broth overly intense and cloudy. After 12 minutes, the broth is ready, and you'll notice a rich, clear liquid that has a beautiful amber hue. This aroma is fragrant and inviting, with a hint of warmth from the spices and the depth from the oxtails. To fully enjoy your bowl of pho, place the bowl in a reheated oven at 400 Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. This makes sure your pho stay hot until the very last sips. It's time to assemble pho, starting by placing a serving of noodle in the bowl. While traditional pho used fresh white rice noodle, I opt for brown rice noodle for a healthier twist. Next, place the sliced beef brisket and the onions on top of the noodle. Gently pour the hot broth over everything. Sprinkle some green onion. Add the fresh herb like mint and Vietnamese coriander. Squeeze lamb juice into pho to make every bite balanced, vibrant, and flavorful. Prepare the dipping sauce for the beef briskets, including hoisin sauce and sriracha. Optional, if you're part of the healthy crew, chill the broth overnight and remove the solidified fat layer before reheating. And there we have it. Enjoy a delicious homemade beef pho.